Hello friends, I hope everyone is healthy. Friends, the two types of submarines that you are currently seeing on the screen are the two important main weapons and two main submarines of the Iranian Navy. One is the Fatah-class submarine and the other is the Ghadir-class submarine. Iran jointly built the first Ghadir-class submarine with the cooperation of Russia and North Korea, which is much smaller in size. Later, as an upgraded variant, they have built their own next-generation Ghadir-class submarine. The larger the submarine, the more noise it will create, which will make the solar system of the enemy submarine deep in the sea an easy target. And that is why Iran has built these small submarines for shallow water. Iran has built these submarines to sink US aircraft carriers and US warships in the Strait of Hormuz and the Arabian Sea. Iran's Ghadir-class submarines are small in size and weigh about 150 tons. However, they can fire the torpedoes that are in 553 millimeters. And the Ghadir-class submarine can carry 6 torpedoes and up to 8 naval mines, which is enough to stop the US warships in the entire Strait of Hormuz and create a naval blockade in that area. Iran has such Ghadir-class submarines at least close to the Rhine. Iran's Ghadir-class submarines are much larger than their Fatah-class submarines, the next generation of Fatah-class submarines. This is an exact copy of the famous Russian Kilo-class submarine. This submarine, 48 meters long and weighing about 600 tons, is operated by a crew of 30 and can run at a speed of 20 kilometers per hour. It can carry powerful torpedoes capable of hitting a distance of about 250 kilometers and 8 to 9. It can also directly fire cruise missiles that act as anti-ship missiles. Iran has the famous Jasid-2 or Nasra-1 based anti-ship cruise missiles, which have a range of 150 to 200 kilometers. These anti-ship missiles can fire these submarines. Recently, some updates are saying that Iran has equipped its Fatah-class submarines with their version of hypersonic anti-ship missiles. Iran has at least 6 to 7 of these Fatah-class submarines. Also, Russia has at least 3 of the famous Kilo-class submarines in their fleet. In total, they have around 30 submarines. Now that the US aircraft carriers and their warships are trying to enter the Arabian Sea, Iran has sent all these submarines equipped with modern weapons to attack these ships. The US is planning to easily attack its huge aircraft carriers, which have 6 to 7 warships. If Iran finally blocks the Strait of Hormuz, they will be able to attack and break the block and open the way directly. That is not possible. Military experts say that the 30 submarines that Iran has are currently in attack mode and are well equipped with modern weapons. If the US warships enter the area to fight against these 5 to 6 warships and 30 submarines, it is doubtful whether even one warship will be able to return. In that case, this huge US aircraft carrier will have to conduct missions from the depths of the Indian Ocean. Iranian submarines are very capable. However, the reality is that they will not be able to go deep into the Indian Ocean. Their mission capability is between 300 to 400 kilometers from the coast. This means that the US warships will not be able to enter this area. The US warships will have to conduct their missions from 8 to 9 kilometers away. The only hope of the US to attack from such a distance is their missiles, especially the Tomahawk missiles, which are not very fast, which Iran's air defense system has the ability to counter. The famous B-2 bomber can be used in the context of the main attack. Apart from that, there is no other option. If you want to use fighter jets, especially F-35 fighter jets, you have to refuel in the air, which is a dangerous thing, because when refueling is done in the air, the speed of the fighter jets and their performance are greatly reduced. They become easy targets in the air. Iran has a large fleet of new MiG-29s. Some sources have also added Su-35s. However, their fighter jets are much less capable of directly confronting this huge US jet fighter. However, their air defense system is much more capable, especially because of their new involvement in China's key chain. So, if the US could have positioned its warships closer to the Iranian coast, they could have used their short-range missiles, which has a range of 150 to 250 kilometers. But this is no longer possible. The United States will also have to stay far away from the Iranian coast. Because the United States may not take the risk of being attacked by these submarines. Then the scope of the attack, the intensity of the attack, and the success of the United States against Iran will be limited and risky. The United States has many complications regarding the attack on Iran. Only by overcoming these complications can they achieve great success in the attack on Iran. There are many calculations, whereas attacking now is not a matter of comfort for the United States. Focusing on this very important issue, the Channel 12 of Israel has confirmed in their report that the United States has completed the final preparations for its possible attack on Iran. The United States believes that if we do not attack now, Iran will become stronger and gradually Iran will gain more power. So we have to attack now. Now any kind of attack against Iran will empty the US weapons stockpile and put pressure on the US to use weapons more, for which the United States has limited the weapons deliveries to its allied countries for the time being. Some countries have confirmed in their information that any type of weapons delivery to any country that has an ally of the United States is now completely stopped. The United States fears that if a regional war spreads widely, where a country like Iran has clearly declared that any type of attack, meaning if the US publicly declares and fires 100 machine guns at Iran, Iran will consider it an all-out attack and will use all their power in response, meaning a regional war will definitely start. Whenever the United States attacks Iran, on one hand, the attack will start, and on the other hand, Iran will start a regional war. The United States will need a lot of weapons to prevent or respond appropriately, for which the United States now does not want to risk selling or delivering any more weapons to any allied country. They have completely blocked the issue. And this is also a big message. How serious and how big a risk is the United States ready to take to stop Iran or deter Iran? The United States is a superpower. They certainly have many military deficiencies, and as they say, their weapons are much less effective than they are. Still, their plans and their weapons capabilities are based on long-term war experience. They want to attack Iran more precisely and precisely. They are implementing their plans. The attack that the United States will make on Iran this time will definitely be very strong and very specific. Well, now it remains to be seen how much the United States will succeed in attacking with precision and how much Iran can resist it. So friends, goodbye like today. See you again with a new video. Until then, everyone stays well and healthy.